Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Today is Monday, November 2nd, 2020. I'm Matt Mohan.
And I'm Angel Olivo.
And we begin with our top national and international stories. It's the day before election night, and the race for the next president is about to come to an end. Trump's senior campaign advisor Jason Miller predicted Sunday on ABC's This Week that Trump will hold all the Sun Belt states he had won in the previous election, referring to states like Arizona, Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina. Combined, these states hold a total of 71 electoral votes. Despite Miller's comments, public polling shows Trump trailing behind Biden in several of those states. Biden holds advantages right now in states like Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, along with nearly a 9-point lead in Michigan and Wisconsin.
The National Hurricane Center is tracking the path of Tropical Storm Eta in the Caribbean Sea, putting 2 Central American countries on alert. Tropical Storm Eta is gaining momentum and is expected to become a hurricane by today when it reaches the coast of Nicaragua and Honduras. The naming of Hurricane Eta is part of a record-tying hurricane season with a total of 28 in 2005 as well. This is also the first time meteorologists have named the storm using the Greek letter Eta.
This past weekend, U.S. Marshals led a 5-day effort with local Virginia law enforcement to crack down on missing children reports within the state. Operation Find Our Children recovered 27 missing children in just 5 days. The U.S. Marshals Service recovered missing children in 75% of the cases it has received in the last 5 years. The Virginia operation is the most successful and recent recovery of endangered children and missing children. Overall this year, the U.S. Marshals Service has recovered more than 440 kids.
A 20-year-old girl who had been fighting cancer mailed in her voting ballot only to have it thrown out days after her death. Amber Flunghoff had been battling bone cancer for a decade, and after spending the last midterm election in the hospital, she was determined to have her voice heard this year. Just a few days after mailed in her ballot, Flunghoff's condition became worse, and she went back to the hospital where she passed away in late September. Flunghoff's ballot will be thrown out under Wisconsin election law because she passed away after voting early. This isn't the only vote being thrown out, as several Wisconsin residents who have passed away will also have their votes thrown out. States around the country are divided whether to count votes from people who cast an early ballot and then die before the election day.
The National Guard Bureau has established a new unit with mostly military policemen that could be dispatched to help settle any unrest in the coming days. This comes after a conflicted summer in which the National Guard was deployed to several cities. This unit, that has also responded to natural disasters and other missions, was formed in September and was initially described as a rapid reaction force, but now they're being described as regional response units. Coming up next, we'll take a look into leading local headlines.
And later, we have the latest news on COVID-19. Stay with us.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Chicago has seen a 50% increase in shootings and murders compared to the same time last year. A total of 67 police have been shot at, and 10 of them were struck by bullets. While gun violence has increased, other forms of crime have decreased due to the pandemic shutdown. Theft is the crime that has decreased the most, falling 27% compared to last year.
A crowd of approximately 150 protesters, including several Northwestern University students, gathered at Sheridan Road and Clark Street as a part of a series of protests on Sunday night in Evanston. This protest quickly became violent as protesters threw bricks and fireworks at police officers. Several officers suffered minor injuries, and one Northwestern student was arrested. The local Whole Foods also had some windows broken in the protest. It's still unclear why they were protesting and what caused it to turn violent.
At least 40 people were displaced from their Lakeview apartment this Sunday after a fire broke out in their building. Residents took shelter in the lobby of a nearby bank while firefighters put out the flames. The fire took place at 4 a.m. and was under control in half an hour. The fire only affected the second and third floors of the complex, although the complex was not a total loss. 2 apartments were destroyed by the fire. The cause of the fire is unknown.
Lewis University's radio station WLRA is hosting its annual To Kill a DJ radio marathon broadcast starting on Friday, November 6th and continuing until November 15th. WLRA is raising money for the Advocate Children's Hospital Family Assistance Fund through events and on-air broadcasting. On Wednesday, November 11th, the station will be holding a fundraiser at Portillo's in Bolingbrook from 5 to 8 p.m. Donations are being accepted through the GoFundMe located on their social media pages.
The Democracy Project works to create events to encourage and teach the importance of voting. LUTN reporter Frank Panos has the story.
When we return, we'll have a look into the top COVID headlines of the day. Stay with us.
And later,
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
At least 31 states have reported record highs of coronavirus cases at least once this past month. The country has averaged 78,380 cases this week as of Saturday. This number of cases has risen 128.2% since September, when the number of cases saw a big increase. Experts recommend that people continue to take precautions, especially since the cold weather promotes the spread of coronavirus and a vaccine is far from being released to the public.
The White House is strongly pushing back on a new interview in which Dr. Fauci said the U.S. is in a terrible position to face the upcoming months of the pandemic. Fauci said the country needs to make an abrupt change in its public health practices and suggests Biden's campaign is better suited for this than Trump's. White House spokesman Jude Deere calls Fauci's statements unacceptable, even when the COVID cases have reached record highs in recent days, hitting nearly 100,000 in a single day. The president insists that the U.S. is making progress in fighting the pandemic. Reports claim that everything Trump's go-to doctor Scott Adams has said regarding the virus is false.
President Trump criticized the European lockdowns put into place to help combat the virus, saying they're ineffective. The president made the comments a day after British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced England's second national lockdown. Despite the fact the U.S. has seen a rise in cases in the last few days, Trump has always been critical of lockdowns.
While the coronavirus cases continue, people have been attending President Trump's rallies in person. There has been 18 rallies from June 20th to September 22nd. Trump held 4 outdoor rallies in Pennsylvania, while Joe Biden held 2 drive-in rallies in Michigan. Research from B. Douglas Bernheim suggests that there has been an increase in cases during these rallies. It has been estimated that there are at least an additional 30,000 cases with at least 700 deaths.
Coronavirus cases have been surging in several states, with Illinois being one of them. As of Saturday night, there were over 78,000 coronavirus tests done, with the total number of tests being over 7 million. As of midday on Sunday, there were almost 7,000 new cases and an additional 35 deaths. This adds to the 417,000 total cases and the 10,000 deaths since the start of the pandemic in March. As of Halloween, the positivity rate was at 8%. Beginning this Wednesday, Illinois will be under new mitigations that will include no indoor dining or bar services, outdoor dining closing at 11 p.m., and social gatherings limited to 25 people or less. Coming up next, we have your full 5-day forecast, and later we'll have a look at sports. Stay tuned.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to Lewis University Television Network. I'm Carl Zahn with your weather. Right now in Romeoville, Illinois, it is sunny. Actually, the sun's kind of going down a little bit early today because of daylight savings time, but it's 47 degrees outside. Feels like 43 because of that southwesterly 9-mile-per-hour wind. For our local temperatures in the Windy City, we're looking at 51 degrees, down in Valparaiso 48, 45 in Grand Rapids, For our local radar, we actually had a pretty clear day today, as we can see on the local radar. Just a few clouds coming in and out, but overall pretty sunny and not any rain in sight. For our almanac for today, a high of 50 and a low of 22 is a little bit actually colder than what we're used to, of a normal high of 55 and a low of 38. Our record in 1974, we were looking at 78 degrees, and in 1951, we were at 14. For our 5-day forecast tomorrow, it looks like it's going to be pretty sunny with a high of 64 and a low of 45. On Wednesday, those temperatures are going to continue to rise at a high of 67 and a low of 50. Thursday, it looks like we plateau in temperatures, but we have a little bit of clouds coming in. 67 is a high and a low of 44. And then on Friday, we're actually going to get up to 69 degrees with a low of 47, and it will be sunny all day that day. It's going to be a pretty nice week coming up. That's all for weather. Make sure to keep up with LUTN on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Much for that update. Stay tuned for sports next.
Are you ready for the anchor?
You ready for this?
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to LUTN. It's time for your sports update. On Friday, the White Sox announced they hired Hall of Famer Tony La Russa to be their next manager. La Russa is the third winningest manager in MLB history and previously managed the White Sox for 8 seasons from 1979 to 1987, leading the Sox to a division title in 1983. La Russa hasn't managed a game since 2011, however, and at 76 years old, he will be the oldest active manager in Major League Baseball. The Cubs announced that they will be picking up the $16.5 million option for Anthony Rizzo. This means that the Cubs won't be engaging in talks for a contract extension for Rizzo, leaving open the possibility that he will leave for free agency next year. Rizzo has been named an All-Star 3 times and won 2 Gold Glove awards in his 9 years on the North Side. In addition, the Cubs opted to decline the option on John Lester's contract, triggering a $10 million buyout. This, however, does not eliminate the possibility that Lester and the Cubs could work out a new deal for 2021. For your weekend scoreboard, the Bears lost to the Saints in overtime yesterday, 26-23. Nick Foles threw for 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The Bears are now 5-3 on the season. Elsewhere in the NFC North, the Lions lost to the Colts 41-21, and the Packers lost to the Vikings 28-22. For your Lewis Sports recap, the bowling and swimming teams have gotten their seasons underway. The women's bowling team kicked off their 2020 campaign at the Bearcat Open this past weekend, finishing 6th overall. Meanwhile, both the men's and swimming teams took on Missouri St. Louis in a dual meet last Thursday. The men's team lost 114-97 and the women's team lost 113-98. The men's and women's swimming teams were both scheduled to have dual meets this past weekend, but were both canceled with reports of coronavirus cases on both teams. You know, Angel, especially now as we head into those winter months and coronavirus cases are on the rise, it's more important now than ever to make sure you keep washing those hands and keep wearing those face masks.
Couldn't agree with you more, especially with the holiday season coming up. It's important to keep our loved ones safe.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's it for news today. Thank you for watching. As a reminder, LUTN will be covering the election tomorrow live starting at 7 p.m. I'm Angel Olivo.
I'm Matt Mohan. Have a great night.